open. The senior is going to serve it away for the Trojans. Let's rock and roll from a Friday night in Rec Hall. And it starts with Caroline Jarovicius getting sent back by the USC block, and immediately their blocking unit, first in the Big Ten, sixth in the nation, comes up big, 1-0 Trojans.
One thing to point out is when USC took the court to warm up today, they were practicing their blocks, an unorthodox, not traditional way to warm up here in NCAA volleyball, but they were doing that and they were playing essentially a scrimmage to warm up.
And Maggie Mendelson goes out of the middle blocker out of North Ogden, Utah. The 6'5" senior gets Penn State on the board. It puts Valdudo behind the line. 8 aces on the season, 34 last year. That was second on the team behind Jillian Grimes.
2 defensive specialists, great serving.
She'll serve it into the net there. So 2-1 USC, but that's the game you play. Ava Faldudo's one that likes to play with the net tape. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't.
It's all about being aggressive at the end of the day.
Serving is Megan Verbees, so she checks into the game. The senior out of Manhattan Beach, California. Selman, tough angle, found the corner. Emmy Selman, the former Ohio State Buckeye in her first year in blue and white, ties it at 2.
Saw Selman go high hands there. It's going to end up deep in the court, but with a great blocking team like USC, that's potentially a strategy they have coming into this game.
Something that maybe Katie Schumacher-Colley told her team how to challenge the block that USC is going to deliver to them. Tough service pressure from Jillian Grimes. Back row covers. Here comes London Weejay. And sends it long, sends it out of play. So her third attack error, her third attack that did not result in a kill, her first attack error puts Penn State up and puts Grimes still behind the line. And give her an ace. Lands in the judges' tower, and the leader in aces last year gets another one. Her 8th game out of 11 that Penn State has played in with an ace to her name, Jillian Grimes.
Excited to see which team bounces on the other first. Starting fast is so important, especially in an environment like that. Who's going to be comfortable first? Who's going to understand Big Ten play first?
A kill from Abigail Mullen, the freshman, already getting a lot of minutes. Leads the team in kills. It's her 120th on the season, ends a 3-0 scoring run for the Nittany Lions. She'll go back and send it off. Running up is Selman off the hot hands. That seems to be Emmy Selman's go-to early on.
Off the hot hands of Jillian Grimes, setting that from the back row. Put her pretty close on the net, but she was able to tool that block and get that kill.
5-3 Penn State early on. Trying to get their first ranked win at home this season. Tanny Martin sends it into the net. So USC gets one back. USC 17th in the country, Penn State is 15th. 17 ranked USC, 9-1 record. They are 1-0 on the road. Penn State is 3-2 at home this season. Those 2 losses were to Pitt and Kentucky, both ranked teams. Back sets to Jordan Hopp. Reese Messer covers. Into the antennas, the Trojans, and Penn State will get a point any which way they can take it.
Deckert looking to set up the outside hitter there, just hit the pin. Good idea putting them close on the net, especially an out-of-system ball, but just too far over.
Selman to serve. The USC crowd has some interesting chants. Big swing from Mullen, sends it way long. So I guess USC also trying the hot hands as well.
2 freshmen there just setting each other up, correcting each other right after the play, looking to see how they're going to bounce back from that one.
Messer tries to set her dump and gets it done. Haven't really seen a setter dump that aggressive before. Almost like a middle blocker move.
Right as she jumped, you knew she was going for a kill, looking to get that block up on Penn State a little bit quicker, considering she did give it away as soon as she jumped.
Usually the setter dump is subtle or trying to deceive the defense, but there, as we see another kill from Brooklyn Teeler for USC. So ties it, or puts the Trojans within one. But going back to the point on the center dump, it doesn't really matter when you slam it that hard.
Slam it that hard without a block is going to be tough to defend.
And the libero Taylor Decker gives a service error, gives a point to the Nittany Lions. Though Taylor Decker is battling the flu right now. There were questions of whether her or Gala Trubin would get that starting libero spot. So Brad Keller said she's been sick for the past 2 days, trying to fight through it though.
Fighting through it, especially with the long ride out to Happy Valley, is definitely tough. But we know about a flu game.
Absolutely. And you're from Chicago, so you should know.
Who's Michael Jordan again?
Yeah. Some NASCAR team owner, I think.
I don't know. Maybe?
Wow.
Rings
Yes.
a bell.
Joust at the net, kept on the side of the Nittany Lions. Jaravicius backs up, gets the kill. Caroline Jaravicius puts herself on the stat sheet with her first kill.
I'm excited to see how USC is going to respond to failure, especially in this type of environment. You have a lot of young talent, freshmen. It's going to be difficult, especially it's your first Big Ten game, but how are they going to respond? How are they going to make the most of every moment and ultimately flip that switch sooner?
I was going to say, imagine you're a USC freshman coming in, or any freshman in the Big Ten, and your first conference matchup is in Rec Hall, a raucous, rowdy environment.
Probably an environment you looked at. You maybe were even recruited by Penn State, and when they talk to you, they're like, look at this environment, you want to play here. So now they're actually getting to experience that and how special that really is.
Dealer off the hands. Kenny Martin takes a swing. Good luck stopping Kenny Martin. And Penn State, the first to double digits. And Kenny Martin's first kill of the night, but it won't be the last.
The only way to stop Kennedy Martin is to not let her start, and she has begun.
And she starts every time.
Yeah, I haven't seen a flat game out of her yet.
Float serve from Addie Lyon. Deckert sends the free ball. Mendelson out of the middle and got set back. Leah Ford and Brooklyn Teeler that time.
Gave each other a nice head nod after that block. Like, okay, we did that. We saw that in film. We just applied that. Let's go. Keep working. Chip away.
So 10-8 early in set one. Penn State USC. And Penn State does get the point. So it's been reversed, and it will be 11-7. Give Penn State their biggest lead of the match. So very early on, we're still in set one. And a Rec Hall crowd that is slowly starting to file in. Addie Lyon, the starting setter for Penn State, sends it away. Overpass. Here comes Martin. Gets the campfire kill. Kenny Martin, number 2 for her, and it's a 4-0 run for the blue and white.
We've seen some good volleyball here, but definitely both teams scoring points on tough mistakes.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Before the game, it has been amazing to see just the mutual respect of these Big Ten coaches and what they have said about Coach Katie in her season last year, her resilience, and everything that she did with the Nittany Lion team last year.
Violation against USC. So we'll give another point to the Nittany Lions out of the timeout, which is not what you want for the Trojans. You want at least a little momentum shift once you stop play.
20-9, quite a difference in that score right now. Going to be really influential to just save points, save sets, save serves going into the rest of this match.
Oh, Kennedy Martin. That was filthy. Penn State was just staring straight down at the USC defense, and nothing that front line could do. Kennedy Martin, 6'6", the tallest player on either side. So 21-9 is the score in set one. It's been all blue and white. And the Nittany Lions currently on a 5-0 scoring run. Straight ahead for Riley McGinnis, and she'll get her first kill, the starting middle blocker out of Long Beach, California.
Coach Keller made a switch right there. we saw Falmina come in for Weejay, so switching the outside hitters, maybe trying to switch up the momentum, get a different block, somebody else trying to take down Kennedy Martin over there on the right side.
Kennedy Martin, definitely a player that you can't stop her, you can only hope to contain her. Selman, long arms to send it off. Falmuina. Back to Martin down the line, no touch.
Martin looking to go line, test out those new blocking hands, just short outside the pin. Point USC.
So as you said, Adonia Falmuina, the preseason All-Big Ten nod, is in the game in place of London Weejay. So Brad Keller rotating his pin hitters. Selman, big swing off the hands. That's been working great for number 13 in blue and white. Penn State just 3 away.
They continue to attack the high hands, and it has been effective for the Nittany Lions. I could potentially see USC making some changes to their blocking game moving forward.
Emmy Selman only hitting 158 on the season, but hitting 667 in this match early on. Falmuina, great dig from Faldudo, leads to an overpass. And she'll get the kill that time. Great fake out on that front line. Looked like Messer was trying to get to McGinnis, sends it over to Falmuina, and she gets kill number 1 on the evening.
Talking about Selman, and maybe she's not hitting for the percentage you would like on the season, but it's so important as an athlete to look at Big Ten play as a new opportunity, a new season. You have preseason, you have Big Ten play, and then you have postseason. Being able to separate those and understand that each game is a new opportunity is going to be so important, and at the end of the day, numbers don't matter. Just go play and win with your team.
Hop off the slide. Great kill from the grad student out of Alliance, Nebraska. Puts Penn State just 2 points from a Set 1 victory.
Set 1 victory in this whiteout energy crowd, whiteout weekend here at Penn State.
Big swing from Teeler. You got a kill.
Impressive the way Messer was able to jump set that one up to the outside. Great rhythm in that point.
Teeler, the redshirt freshman, missed all of last year due to injury. Was held to just 0-32 hitting against Cal on Sunday. Here comes Jaravicious. Got it off the block, and it is set point for Penn State. See it on your screen, 4 blocks for the Nittany Lions, just 1 for USC. Holding one of the best blocking teams in the nation. Just a bit, and a Jordan Hot ace will end it. Set 1 goes to the Nittany Lions. Nittany Lions were second in the Big Ten in aces last year. Straight ahead, Maggie Mendelson, covered by Messer. And a kill from the Trojans. So 2-0 with the team from LA trying to bounce back. Leah Ford behind the line for the Trojans. Swing from Martin straight down. Kennedy Martin can't go on a run against her for too long.
USC's definitely looking for a way to cover up that block on Martin, be able to get some touches just to try and play off their own hands. Right now they're having a difficult time, and she's really just putting the ball down.
They're hitting .538 for the match. USC came into this game 13th in the nation in opponent hitting percentage, just .149. Back set to the freshman Mullen, and can't put it down the line. Penn State ties it.
Numbers and stats are a fascinating thing, especially in a game like volleyball where the Big Ten is so competitive, because coming into this, like I said, it's a new season, but also a new opportunity to start some new numbers. Put up some numbers, put up some great percentages against teams that can compete in the Big Ten.
Mullen rejected. They reset, McGinnis off speed. Selman backs up. Save near the bench. Martin opposite pin. And Emmy Selman gets the kill. And I think that's such a relief for Penn State, because the big thing in their contest that the long rallies haven't been going their way. It does that time for them, though.
Penn State is looking very systematic today. They're getting good passes, good hands-on balls, and being able to set up their best hitters. You don't always get to do that because you have such an explosive offense on the other side, but today they're looking very systematic.
A big slam from Riley McGinnis, the senior middle blocker. Has hit triple zeros in 3 games this year in 2025, but currently hitting 500. 2 kills on 4 attacks, no errors for number 22. Mendelson rejected, but no goes the way of the Nittany Lions. She got it through the block. Tough angle, doesn't matter for Maggie Mendelson.
After speaking with head coach Brad Keller, he spoke a lot to their leadership of this team and how much culture has influenced just the hot start they've had. So I'm really looking forward to see how USC can come together and compete tonight.
We'll talk about culture quite a lot. We'll talk about Jillian Grimes' serving game quite a lot. Another ace for number 3 in blue and white.
The defensive specialist serve of the Nittany Lions is so powerful and definitely something they lean on, especially in times of adversity. We saw Faldudo go 8 or 9 straight for Central Michigan, and those DSs never doubt their serves.
Mullen, big swing. Selman with the push, and McGinnis, another kill. Not afraid to go one-on-one. Addie Lyon couldn't corral at that time. So early on in set 2, USC doing a better job of hanging around.
Once again, thank God for this padding up here, or else that would have came right at us. But
yeah.
You had hands ready, right?
Yeah, I'm out there. I've had a few balls come my way in my time. Knight is still very young. Back set for Martin, found the middle of the hardwood. Kennedy Martin at her 5th kill. One of 3 Nittany Lions with 5 to their name.
Number 22, McGinnis, we didn't even see her get up for a block on Martin there. That means the Nittany Lions are probably hiding their plays relatively well and allowing Martin to be so explosive from the right side.
Tough serve from Martin, she'll get an ace. There's the catch.
The deflection, I assisted you.
Yeah, you got the assist, that's down the stat sheet.
Assist Michaela, catch Jack.
Yeah.
Mark it in the books, on the stat sheet.
If I check your softball stat sheet, will that now be there?
Maybe, I'll talk to Nick about that one.
McGinnis tries to go one-on-one. It's Famuina into the net. So now Penn State starting to pull away once more, they're up 4.
Famuina saw a big block there, went cross, just right into the net.
We had 8 kills, hit 467 in that 4-setter against Cal. Also 10 kills against Penn State. That led the returners, and there are quite a few as Penn State sends one into the net, or quite a few that left. The big one, of course, is the former Cornhusker and Allie Batenhorst. You look at Mia Tuaninga, who is their starting setter, one of the best in the Big Ten at it. And a few other pieces as well for USC, trying to rebuild their team, and Kenny Martin with a big kill.
Martin remains dominant, even from the back row. Quite the mix-up over there with USC passers, but she's going to be explosive. She's going to attack from all sides of the court in any position that she plays. So understanding where she is at all times is going to be imperative to the USC defense.
Fight at the net. Hop wins it. Famuina gets the kill. That'll be her 2nd on her 5th attack with 1 error to her name, so finally hits in the positives. It's the redshirt junior, 6'1". Kill number 43 on the season for her. USC early on, 13th in the Big Ten in kills per set. Out of the 18 teams in the conference, and Jaravicius tried to find the open hardwood a bit too long, though.
I like the thought there from Jurevicius, seeing the block, trying to mix things up. Not being predictable as a hitter is so important to the success you're going to have as a hitter. And Jurevicius just really trying to push that one out. Yes, a bit deep, but still a good thought process, keeping USC on their toes, not really knowing what's going to come next out of Jurevicius.
And Caroline Jurevicius really lives and dies by the phrase that tipping loses you games. One that's just always goes for the hard swing, and Penn State is going to challenge.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
29 kill performance against Princeton that went 5, and she was the X factor that helped Penn State avoid the upset. Service error, though, ties it at 19.
Approaching the 20s here, getting very competitive here in set number 2.
Caroline Jurevicius also checked in for the Nittany Lions and hop off the slide. Penn State the first to 20. She'll check out for Maggie Mendelson. Or check out for Grimes, excuse me. Hop goes back to serve. Also seeing the DS freshman Lexi Jin check in for Hop, so she will go out and go behind the line to serve. The 5'6" freshman out of Indianapolis, the number 50 recruit in the class of 2025.
Bringing in some defense, entering the 20s.
EJ out of the back row. Comes Jurevicius. Couldn't get a touch. They're keeping it close. Remember last year, went to a deuce game against USC, a 32-30 set 4 that Penn State ultimately took, and that allowed them to win the match.
Will we see the 30s tonight in Rec Hall?
For my heart rate, I hope not. But it makes for some good volleyball. Really can't complain about that. First week of conference action. Kenny Martin, kill number 12. Give her a dozen.
USC looking for a bandit here on Martin. She has been able to attack and be explosive from every single position here tonight. Wherever she's played, she's gotten a kill.
But what do you do if you're USC?
What do you do? I think Brad Keller's doing the exact same thing.
Weej. Dig from Martin, free ball from Grimes, and gets a kill! How about the libero kill from Jillian Grimes?
The libero kill and the celebration after. Let's get a slow down reel on that.
The team, the ones giving the energy, so great to see them reciprocating that.
She's getting a taste of her own good medicine there.
So at the timeout, Nittany Lions serves. Back set to Mullen. Wonky angle. Jurevicius from the midpoint. And it lands out of play. Doesn't matter where she makes it from, Caroline Jurevicius gets the kill.
Miscommunication on the set there as well between Jillian Grimes. Love seeing their dynamic and all the social media posts they put out there together.
They are quite the duo.
Quite the duo.
There's the first kill of the match for London Weej. Took her until late in set 2. Was hitting negative 300 before that, and still in the negatives. Her and the starting middle blocker, Leah Ford, still waiting to crack the triple zeros. Ford sends it way long. That gives it set point to Penn State. Ava Faldudo checks in for Caroline Jurevicius. She'll go back to serve. She's had some great runs from behind the line this year.
Tradition is tradition. Rec Hall is on their feet, awaiting Penn State to take set 2.
Hope they can finish it on this point. And they won't. Mullen splits the block of Selman and Mendelson.
USC will keep it alive.
Penn State has one more shot, 2 more shots. Penn State has 2 more shots to avoid going to a deuce game. Mullen off the tape. Martin off speed, kept in the air. Taverdi tried to send it over. Here comes Emmy Selman off the hands. Set 2 to the Nittany Lions, 25-22.
Penn State's going for the sweep now. They just secured the first 2 games. I wouldn't say it's set 2 with ease, but definitely with some command.
Well, hold on there, Michaela. We are getting, looks like a challenge at
So
the end
definitely
of set 2.
not command.
So they're looking for a touch. The point stays the way of the Nittany Lions, and they will now officially take set 2.
And I'm grateful to not have been a referee in that moment.
Got stonewalled by Pallodiganu of Italy, and it was all in the blocking game. Something that a lot of these Big Ten teams can learn from. Big swing from Caddy Martin. Luigi. Back to Martin. Luigi near the stands. Running up to get it to Abby Mullen into the net. And for the first time in this match, Penn State takes the first point.
I can imagine both timeout talks just saying, USC, let's control the controllables. Let's limit our mistakes. Let's keep our errors to a minimum. And Penn State probably saying, let's put this away. Happy Friday night, whiteout weekend, and let's take down UCLA on Sunday.
Luigi rejected. Takes another swing off the hot hands. Under its foul, Duda. Here comes Martin. She's stonewalled by Ouija in the middle blocker, Mia Taverdi. Taverdi, the former Oregon Duck.
Oregon Duck, what do you know about them? Are they coming to Penn State this weekend?
All right, well, they're not in State College, they're in Altoona. That's where they're staying on the football side of things. Off to a 4-0 start this season. Mendelson couldn't play it. Back to Verdi, she had a block assist for Oregon in their game against Penn State here last October. Had 10 kills, 8 blocks, hit 429 against Cal on Sunday. Lions straight away from Mendelson. Over to Selman. Big, powerful swing from Emmy Selman. She gets kill number 7. Still no attack errors to her name. That's huge for her.
No attack errors to her name. That means she's feeling confident, seeing the block, and executing her plan.
Even going back to that game against Kansas where she had 16 kills her season high. Grimes commits a service error. Back to Selman. She had 45 swings. She was only hitting 111. So great to see Selman not only getting it down, getting it kills, but also being efficient with it. There's Martin. And another block from USC. And now they're even with blocks. Each side has 4 to their name. And USC's up 2.
USC probably devised some sort of plan to stop the bleeding against Martin. We've seen 2 blocks against her so far, just as set in 4-2.
Tecker in the net. And that's sometimes what you just need if you're on the opposite side. If nothing's going right, it's something that you're doing. It's an error from the other team. Penn State's going to take it to try to establish some groove in set 3. It's a gotta have it set 3 if you're a Trojan fan. Almoina off speed, Selman's under it. Martin looking for a touch and won't get it.
Speaking of groove, we're seeing USC win some points, but it almost seems like in each one of those opportunities, they're handing it right back. They can be doing a better job of taking advantage of their momentum, and I think they'll see more success building on that. The odds of it getting overturned really aren't too high.
They kind of, that term is, the call is upheld now. It's not confirmed, but there's nothing to reverse it. If you took a high school logics class or something, you might be better at that than I am. Jordan Hopp gets the kill, pushing it through off the slide. Penn State cuts the lead to 1. I was never good at like those proofs in like high school math where you gotta like prove the angles and all that. It's bringing back too many bad memories.
Jack, this is where we're different because that's where I thrive, because I feel like with proofs, I was able to talk my way out of it.
Mullen cross court. An lethal swing from the freshman.
Something about y equals mx plus b never resonated with me, but proofs, yes.
Yeah. It's like, prove why this triangle is a triangle. Like, it has 3 sides. Stop, leave me alone.
Unlocked a memory I forgot I had.
Oh, back to those. I had math class. My high school had like 6 floors, and our lunchroom was the cafeteria was in the basement. I had math on the 5th floor. And they didn't allow us to use the elevator. We had to run up the stairs. It was, yeah.
Good leg workout.
Yeah. Trubin off speed with the serve. Lion pushing for Jaravicious, and she's rejected by Mullen and Ford.
Jaravicious looking down at her hand after that block, maybe a jam finger there.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
It's Falmuina. Block out of play from Hop.
Getting deeper into set number 3 as Penn State looks for the sweep, and USC hopes to stay alive. We're seeing some cleaner volleyball. The errors are less.
And just as you say that, Reese Messer sends it long. Caleb Barbonette gets to experience what it's like to have the broadcaster jinx.
I think I've had it about 4 times today. I'm not even kidding.
That's how you know you got the magic touch.
The magic touch,
But
that's what they call it.
Yeah, but I think if you're Penn State, the fact that you were down by 10, at least cut it back, shows a bit of some resiliency as Leah Ford gets another kill. USC up 5, just 4 away from knocking a set off here in this match.
Penn State looking to limit the damage. They can still compete, only down a bit, but they're going to have to limit the damage so they don't get 25 first.
Gala Trubin pops it over. Out of the back row is Martin. Number 17 on the kill sheet for her. Gives Penn State their 17th point of set 3.
They found Martin again in the back row. Yes, she's so powerful, so explosive, provides a great block up front, but the damage she can do from behind the 10-foot line is really second to none.
Lexi Jin checks in for Penn State. Swing from Teeler at the net. Great dig from Maggie Mendelson. Here comes Alexis Ewing, gets the kill. That's her first kill on her second attack. Penn State's not done yet. So Jin will get another hack at it from the serving line. At one point, Penn State was down 10 in this set. Messer to Mullen. And got it off the back row with Selman. Trojans just 3 away.
Mendelson up a bit late to that block, allowing them to go straight through it down for the kill.
Abigail Mullen with kill number 6, but still hitting triple zeros, and she has 6 errors. 8 digs and a block as well to her name. Also has 2 aces. The outstanding freshman. Martin off speed. Teeler is rejected. Lyon and Mendelson.
Penn State looking to rally, bringing in the energy, chipping away at points, but once again, it is a race to 25, and they are going to have to limit damage.
You put some more defense out there with Deckert and the DS Trubant. Nittany Lions serving. Pressure at the net. Comes Mullen. Got it over Ewing, but Grimes covers. Teddy Martin. Overpass into the net. And USC breathes a sigh of relief.
A miscommunication from USC. Penn State had the opportunity to put it away. Martin into the net, an uncharacteristic mistake for her, but USC being able to run away with this one.
Just 2 away from taking a set 3 victory.
the whiteout crowd chanting a "We Are" in Rec Hall.
As is customary in Happy Valley. Line of Mendelson, and a big solo stuff from Mia DeVerde, and it's set point Trojans.
DeVerde able to hang with the speed of Mendelson there. She got up quick, but so did DeVerde.
USC has held Penn State just 0.65 hitting, or now 0.31 hitting. And it'll end on an Abby Mullen ace, her third of the game. And set 3 goes to the Trojans. They're not done yet. We're going to 4 at least inside Rec Hall, a 25-19 win. And we'll step aside here on Big Ten Plus in this ranked Friday night matchup.
The time difference, and as Penn State welcomes the West, is crazy, especially just seeing all these athletes. They have quite the course load. They have games to play, practices to be at, friends to see, but they consistently show up, show out for these teams, and are traveling across the entire country while doing it.
Set 4 starts with an Ava Faldudo service error. Abby Mullen got 3 aces to her name. Selman looking for hands, gets the kill.
One thing I just noticed after the Ava Faldudo serving error is that they came in with energy, and they didn't look defeated after maybe starting the game like that, but they had high energy, ready to take the next point, and they did.
And why wouldn't you? You won those first 2 sets. Selman with a free ball. Weej got rejected out of play though. It was Hoppin Martin on the block. USC goes up 1.
Hop's hand directed out of bounds there. Just turning that hand just a little bit in is going to result in a block.
Weej serves it. Martin looking for the cross-court kill, gets the cross-court kill. Kenny Martin up to 18.
18, a lucky number of hers, isn't it?
Clearly it is. So that is her jersey number above the 8 stars on the back of the jersey, representing 8 national championships. USC, though, they do have 6 to their name. 2 of the blue bloods of college volleyball, duking it out. Now in a conference matchup. Selman with the swing, through the triple block. And Emmy Selman not afraid to go after the hands in this one.
Going back to the strategy they use in set 1 to go high hands, use those blocks to their advantage.
Selman up in the double digits. Had 11 kills against Pitt, 11 kills against New Hampshire, 16 against Kansas. Some of her better games as a Nittany Lion. And down the line is Famurina. They'll say it's a kill for the Trojans. Penn State not agreeing with that.
Kennedy Martin especially calling that one out to begin with.
It's Deckert to serve the Trojans, tied at 3. Martin out of the middle and sends it to the far side.
There's an appreciation, though, for aggressive mistakes. She's looking, she's eyeing exactly who she wants to swing at. Although it did not end in her favor, aggressive mistakes are a good thing.
I mean, more times than not, that results in a kill for Kennedy Martin. Selman again, give her number 11.
Selman back with the high hands, once again resulting in a kill.
Faldudo comes out. Alexis Ewing on the court. Now for the Nittany Lions. Swing from Mullen, and the block is in play that time. From Jordan Hop, her second of the night.
Casual response there from Hop as well, pointing down, point Penn State.
8 blocks for Penn State, 7 for USC. It's become a bit of a block party inside Rec Hall. And Reese Messer going for the center dump. And you don't normally see setter dumps that go to the back row.
Definitely caught the Penn State defense off guard there. Not much insight over there in the back corner for the Nittany Lions. And not something we've seen out of Messer too much since set one, bringing back that setter dump.
And that one was more of just the power on the front line. She's going back line there. Doesn't matter. Martin off the block. What a dig from Decker. Falmina taps it over, gets the kill. Incredible stuff from the Trojans. And it all started with a monumental dig from Taylor Decker.
Decker has made quite a few athletic plays. Her mom actually playing in the professional beach volleyball league for quite some time. You could see her athletic beach volleyball habits coming out on the floor on the hard court here tonight.
Being a California kid from Manhattan Beach also doesn't hurt as well. And another kill for the Trojans. Now they go up 2.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
3 attacks, 3 kills for number 3, Reese Messer. And Kenny Martin gets number 20. So they're finally in the double digits. Still with a lot of work to do.
Kennedy Martin back to serve, deep breath, understanding, yes, that was a kill, but let's separate to the next point. Let's win this one.
Slides to Verdi, sends it way along. Reflexes almost kicked it.
USC playing set number 4 with more composure. With a young team, you're going to have that, maybe a little bit of jitters entering Big Ten play, but even the response to failure and not really letting points stack up has been what's kept them in the game here tonight.
Martin into the net. Just 7 away and up 7 for USC. We're forcing the 5th frame. That's something that Brad Keller and I were talking about before this match gets started. He said, regardless, it's going to be a fun one. Hope you've been entertained on this Friday night in Happy Valley. We certainly have been. Selman goes cross court. Her 12th kill in double-double territory, hitting .423. 6'4" sophomore out of Burtonsville, Maryland, now serving. Messer. Jaravicius through the block. Push over from Messer. Almost had it that time. Jaravicius roofed. Led by the middle blocker, Leah Ford.
I believe we had 3 people up on that blocked takedown. Jaravicius not leaving her much room to do anything with that except something over the block. Couldn't get over their hands there, looking to bounce back at this point.
Jaravicius backs up and rejected again. Leah Ford and Abigail Mullen. And USC's up 8. Penn State no timeouts as well. So Jaravicius subs out. Alexis Ewing comes in. But if you're Penn State, you have to play it through now.
Seeing what Ewing can do, maybe switching up Ford and Mullen in their eyes on that block. Gonna get a different swing in there with Ewing. Jaravicius looking to get composed back with her team, understanding that she still plays a very big role in this game.
Joust at the net, won by Jordan Hopp. Again, the side-out percentage has been sinking for both sides, and if you're Penn State, that's not a good thing.
USC up 7, being able to take advantage of some Penn State mistakes, but also being able to limit their own has been imperative to why they are leading in the way they are right now.
And no player on USC has over 9 kills. They're all 8 or lower. But a very diverse attack from the Trojans. Out of the back row, Mendelson sends her packing.
Does it get more hype than a Maggie Mendelson post-block celebration?
It does not.
Electric.
Truly. An electric environment inside Rec Hall. The vibes immaculate on the campus of Penn State. which would be a tremendous sports weekend in Happy Valley. And Ewing with the swing, USC was in the net. Penn State cuts the lead to 5, but USC is 5 away.
A lot of movements on both teams today with substitutions, bringing in defense, bringing in servers where they need to. And I think both coaches have been very strategic in the moves they've made and how they have positively affected them.
Molina, tough angle. Lands on the side of Penn State. So that ends a 3-0 run for the Nittany Lions. Gabrielle Nichols checks out. Jordan Hopp comes in. And a swap of some of the littles with Grimes going in for Lexi Jin. So Penn State putting more offense out on the court. The center line, libero Grimes, and then Martin, Ewing, Selman, and Maggie Mendelson. Trubit serves. Back to Ewing. Got it down. Penn State needs to go on a run if they want any hope of taking set 4.
Ewing taking that vertical, reaching high with a high set, getting over that block, down into Decker's platform, but not up.
Lily came out of the scene with her 6th kill, hitting .455 against New Hampshire back in non-con play. And Mullen responds in kind to Penn State's attack. Abigail Mullen up to 9 kills.
Looking at the Trojan defense and Decker exiting the game, I am seeing so much composure out of her. She's just a freshman, but being able to respond to failure and come back even after the ball.
That was nasty from Kennedy Martin. Big swing from the junior. As you were saying, Michaela.
Her composure in this game and responding to failure has been imperative, and I think she's really keeping the vibe of this team together. They go down 2 sets, but they're able to bounce back, and I would give a big point to her leadership. Maybe it's not vocal, but the way she is composing herself, handling herself on the court is really giving confidence to her teammates.
Mullen's swing punch up by Lyon. Selman gets the kill.
Penn State bringing this game back within reach, only 4 points away. Once again, need to limit damage. It is a race to 25, USC at 22, Penn State at 18.
If USC wins, we go the distance. If Penn State wins, they take it in 4. And Taverdi into the net. It's off the floor, though. Lyon backs up the block. Comes Martin. Got hands, but kept off the floor by Trubin. And a swing from Weej. USC 2 away.
USC understanding what's at stake here, being able to keep this game alive, but also starting Big Ten play on the right foot. Understanding that you can compete with some of the best in the Big Ten because you are one of the best in the Big Ten. This win, ultimately this entire competition, and being able to get a feel for both sides and what the Big Ten Conference plays like is going to be so important deep down the stretch when we get really into the heart of Big Ten play, some of the best college volleyball.
And both sides play some tough opponents to start. USC playing Purdue, and then Penn State playing Nebraska and Wisconsin the next 2 weeks. Selman through the block. They're back into a bit of a corner. USC only 2 points away from tying this matchup at 2 apiece.
Penn State fighting for 4, and Grimes leading the way on the serve. We've talked a bit about the serve of Grimes and Feldudo and how they have been able to catch rallies with them behind the line.
Jillian Grimes, 35 aces in 2024. Weej, Lyon sets for Selman. And no touch. Now it's set point again for the Trojans.
Set point for the Trojans, meaning Rec Hall is not on their feet because it is Trojan set point.
USC outplayed in the first 2 sets. have stepped up their game. Trying to force a set 5, and they will! Reese Messer on her 4th kill. We're going the distance in Rec Hall. The Trojans trying to pull off a reverse sweep in Happy Valley.
High pressure situation. You're entering Big Ten play. You're at Rec Hall. You're playing away. How are you going to respond? How are you going to act when you get set? What are you going to do in these high pressure situations that you're entering right now for the first time?
And the freshman Mullen just served it out of play. And Emmy Selman put her fist up in the air, very pumped for that. Penn State is 2-1 in set 5s this season. They took the win against Kansas and Princeton, fell to TCU in that invitational out in Pittsburgh. Weege gets it through the block of Hoppin Martin.
Talking about Pittsburgh, I also spoke with Coach Brad Keller at the Big Ten Network this past summer, where I saw him in the elevator, and he spoke to UCLA and saying, we will not take pictures with them. Let's take these last final photos and get to our flight.
Net play under it's Martin, but it lands on the far side. USC goes up 2-1.
Penn State to a hot start off the bat. Two plays with maybe some miscommunications, but looking to bounce back. Don't have as much room to work with in 25 here, only to 15.
Set 5 only going 15. Both sides over 120 attacks in the full game. Famuina, rejected by Martin, free ball from the Trojans. Lyon, over to Selman. Here comes Famuina, at the net, trying to save it. Decker to the back row. Lyon, over to Martin. Straight down.
She puts that straight down, walks right back to the huddle, and is now prepared to fight for point number 3 in set number 5.
I don't know about you, but Kenny Martin's feeling 22. 22 kills.
I don't know about you.
50 attacks, hitting 260. 8 digs as well, give her an ace. Her 11th on the season. What can't Kenny Martin do?
She can use the net for an ace, that's what she can do.
Three to 2, Penn State up on USC in set 5. Famuina. Weege out of the back row. To the net, Hop plays it, Grimes can't save it. USC ties it at 3.
Great effort. Both teams are making some gritty plays, getting underneath balls that you may not have seen them get underneath in sets 1 through 4. But set 5, everything's out on the line. Let's see.
Let's see indeed. As the "We Are" chants echo through Rec Hall. Very strong crowd on hand. Official attendance 4,318. Rec Hall is as loud as ever. Here comes Martin out of the back row. Decker tried to save it, but Kenny Martin going supersonic on that swing.
The way Decker is able to move laterally is so extremely impressive. She was completely weight forward on her front foot and then immediately moved to her back foot. Not really a chance on that ball, but just the way she's able to move.
That's impressive. Libero is one of the hardest positions on the court, just for what you have to do to captain the defense. Selman has to run up to it. At the net, Jordan Hop wins it once more.
Keller not too happy with the call of that play. Speaking with the ref right now.
Seeing if she was over the line. looking to see if there's going to be a review. As they're still talking it over. With April Clark and Robin Courtchain. Rec Hall crowd getting restless as well.
Penn State coaches, all 4 of them standing up right now, saying, let's move this game along. There is no call there. Let's continue. Coach Keller upset with the point, upset with the call.
Ryan Toron, Michael Henchy, and Megan Hodge easy. And Penn State immediately calling that it was in. Will they throw the green card, though?
Blocked out of the way of the ball and ducked.
WeJ, big swing.
All started from a great pass off the serve from USC, being able to set up their pin hitter on a great pass off the serve.
And major kudos to Reese Messer in this game, really living up to the Freshman of the Week moniker that she earned in the Big Ten, first week of conference play. No better way to start it than going 5. Lyon for Martin. Famuina gets the kill, though.
Talking about Messer, put up the Kennedy Martin swing with ease. I'm very impressed by the way she's able to be composed, but also aggressive. We've seen her put the ball over in multiple set or dump situations, but also being able to stay composed and set up her hitters that have gotten hot and been able to catch heat the further along in this game.
Famuina having 10 kills as Martin tries to get it in, can't. So we're tied at 6. But going back to Adani Famuina, she had a season high 16 kills against San Diego. That was the only game up to this point she had over 20 attacks. She has 24 attacks and 10 kills. Sinking serve from Messer. Hop tried to shove it through, and USC jumps out front.
Grimes with the pancake there, but underneath the net. We're looking for the ball to go over the net.
And a timeout from Coach Katie Schumacher-Colley. Even though we are going 5, both sides still have 2 timeouts to use.
No matter who you're playing, you know it's going to be a good matchup. And we're also seeing so many games picked up by the Big Ten Network, also on Fox. Just speaking to the expansion of this sport and women's sports in general has been an honor to see, especially with Penn State women's volleyball leading the way and spearheading this.
Ewing with a swing. Here comes Famuina into the net. Tied up at 7. Yeah, to your point, to see, volleyball games on bigger networks and to see those games get, upwards of 1 million views as well is absolutely huge. And, we've been able to experience it with our time in the Big Ten, seeing the level of play that absolutely it should be getting those numbers.
And we've seen so many different volleyball programs bring out their teams and their games into their football stadiums. It's a matter of time till Beaver Stadium hosts women's volleyball, isn't it?
Pat Kraft, if you're listening. Martin, big swing. Weird angle through the block, beats the back line. And Penn State's the first to 8 at the switch. Just look at this kill again. Number 24 for Kennedy Martin. 2 dozens to her name.
Kennedy Martin, as she's going up for that swing, I saw a line open on that block, but she saw something else and dominated cross court. Put that ball away. They take the lead 8-7. The race to 8 more for USC. Seeing if Penn State can use this whiteout energy and finish off what they started.
Penn State only hitting 071 in this set. USC's hitting 250, but Nittany Lions up 1 on the switch, so both sides go to opposite ends of the net. And it's the freshman Lexi Jin behind the line for the blue and white. And Ford got it through off Mendelson. Tied at 8.
All game it has been head-to-head. We are seeing it get deeper and more intense, more controlled, especially on the USC side. Seeing their younger talent being able to perform at higher levels and higher pressure situations has been the reason they've been able to fight back against Penn State.
Grimes sets for Martin. And that's coming right towards us. Look out below. A quarter of a century for Kennedy Martin.
You almost stood up for the catch.
I was not taking any chances. I'm sorry. I know I probably let some people down. If my Little League coach is watching, I apologize. The game has passed me by. Grimes gets underneath, the touch from Ford. Mendelson does the same. And they're saying it was on the floor against USC. So now Penn State back up 2.
Coach Keller upset with that call, not really understanding what happened there. Put his water bottle down and is now talking to the ref again.
And USC calls a timeout.
Is so special and unique to the Big Ten, where they have so much talent, so many great coaches.
And coast to coast as well. Nittany Lions sets for Kennedy Martin. WeJ trying to save it. There'll be a play at the net. Pushed over by Maggie Mendelson. Here comes Ewing. Saved by the Trojans. Backing up the block is Lyon. Over to Martin. With a long rally coming. WeJ looks to end it. Lions under it. Grimes. Back to Martin. Dig from Decker. Pushed through by Mullen. Ewing set back. Leah Ford with authority.
What a point, a powerful swing, a powerful block. That is a momentum shifter for USC, and USC has done a great job. Kennedy Martin with 4 swings during that entire point, but the defense of USC has been able to shift and get in better positions to ultimately defend her and contain her like we were speaking about before.
Martin gets it through the block. So 11-9. Leah Ford, the 2024 Big Ten All-Freshman nominee. Kennedy Martin gets kill number 26. And that's still 8 kills away from her career high. Just shows the kind of player that Kennedy Martin is. One of the best in the nation, no doubt. Messer over to WeJ. Selman tried to find some hardwood. Mullen from the midpoint. Back to Emmy Selman. Looking for hands, won't get it. Now both sides into double digits.
Coach Keller celebrating that one, both hands up in the air, pointing out that that one was out, and it is point USC, trailing by 1, race to 5 more to 15.
Abigail Mullen to serve, she has 3 aces. Martin, off the net, got it down.
Switch of speed there for her as well. We've seen her she's been coming in with a lot of power. Hasn't really used her slowing down roll shot a little bit in a while, but there she does. She switches to speed, hits the net. Point Penn State, 12-10.
Jillian Grimes, 16 digs in this match. WeJ, under its Lion. Selman, tough angle. That time, London WeJ gets the kill. The redshirt sophomore out of Porter Ranch, California, cuts the lead to 1.
They continue to go back and forth. I would love to have a deep breath counter. All of these servers are so focused, understanding where they need to put the ball and how they need to execute to put their teams in a better position to end up on top in the first game of Big Ten play for both these teams.
Martin. Over to Famuina, got it through the block. Beats Hop and Martin, we're tied at 12.
Saw Martin just slow down her swing a bit there. Would like to see her stay aggressive, because at the end of the day, that's what's scoring them points. Martin being aggressive, using that powerful swing to their advantage. The race to 3 more points continues today, but like Jack and I said before, they have gone a 32-30 game. So we can continue to see these two teams go neck and neck. What a matchup.
WeJ serving. Here comes Martin. Great dig from the server. Famuina. Under it's Jillian Grimes. At the net is Selman pushing it over. Dug up by Verbeest. size, try not to let it fall. Martin to the back row. Played up for WeJ. Over to Fabuina, dropped! Kennedy Martin and Jordan Hop leading the way.
And our timeout trend continues once again.
Well, it didn't. Penn State called
Oh my gosh.
timeout. Don't get
It
ahead of
broke the
yourself.
streak.
Wow.
My bad.
Truly anything could happen
A trend
in
is
this
a trend.
game. If you're a neutral fan, I hope you have your popcorn out. If you're a fan of either side, I hope you're lying down, taking some nice deep breaths. So this is only week 1. We're in for a fun season. Mia Taverdi cross court. Famuina backs up under its Kennedy Martin. Here comes Selman. Penn State's under it. Selman again. Rinse and repeat. Here comes Martin. Got the kill! Number 28 for Kennedy Martin, and it's match point for Penn State.
Martin with the kill and Feldudo on the assist, a platform pass to the back row. Martin able to find a hole in the USC defense. Point Penn State, 14-12.
We are Penn State and Kurt Kraft 400 echoing through Rec Hall. Match points coming up right after this. So glad you've gone the distance with us here on Big Ten Plus for a tremendous Big Ten conference opener between the Trojans and Nittany Lions. Kennedy Martin to serve, and it's into the net.
If that one went over, that would have been a tough way to leave Happy Valley for USC. Ended back on Penn State's side. The net was not in Kennedy Martin's favor that time.
Think back to a game Penn State played against Ohio State last year where it was a 15-13 win in set 5. Can Penn State do it again? Lyon, straight ahead for Kennedy Martin. Got the corner! Penn State survives!
And the scoreboard has gone out, but Penn State secures the win, 15-13 versus USC. First Big Ten win of this season. And Penn State has bounced back and has got their win in Rec Hall here tonight.
And Kennedy Martin ties her season high, 29 kills.